I am going to show you how to glitter a wine bottle or any type of bottle. This will still work for any bottle that you've got. I've taken the back label off. Don't worry about the sticky glue, the residue from the label that's been left, because we're going to put Mod Podge glue on it anyway. The way my camera is set up, you'll just have to forgive any time that I stand the bottle up and you don't quite see it. I do apologise for that. So that's a wine bottle. What you need is Mod Podge. This is a gloss one. You can make your own Mod Podge with PVA glue. Just add a little water to it and give it a good mix. It does the same thing as long as you've got something that's sticky that's going to stick the glitter. You need your glitter. I'm doing 2 wine bottles. I've already done one coat on a white and this one is a pink. What I'm going to do in a minute, I need to just go over and put the light on. It's actually snowing here and that's why it's got very dark. There we go. A little bit more light. Now what you need is a tub to put your glue in. You don't need a very lot for the very first coat. It's just a thin coat of glue and then your glitter. You need a big tub. So this is a large tub. I'm going to set that to the side. That's for sprinkling the glue onto your bottle. Now, what you need to do is you carefully just glue around the label, go up to the lid. Don't grip it too tight that you're going to actually open this bottle of wine. If I do that, I'll end up drinking it. So what you need to do is you just paint around the bottle. What I'm going to do with the label, around the label, is I'm going to put some bling on it. So I've got some diamantes. So I'm just going to paint this bottle. So you just need one thin coat. The bottle, depending on the glitter, I use very fine glitter and it's from, I get it on Amazon and I choose the one that's from, they're called Victoria Street. So you just look for the one that's from Victoria Street. They're very good, they're very fast, and it's 100 grams of glitter, which is quite a lot. This is what, I keep them in these jam jars. I love these Hartley jam jars. They're really pretty. So 100 grams is about half of the jam jar, and that'll do a lot unless you're doing a lot of bottles. And the one I'm using is hot pink. It's a gloss neon hot pink, and what they do for, I'm positive it's $11.95, which is very good. You get 6. You can choose 6, so they can be either 6 the same or you can mix and match. It's up to yourself. Once you've chosen it and paid for it, all you do is just send the seller a message telling them which glitter that you want. So make sure when you order it, you write down the ones that you want. They do send you an email if you've got anything that's wrong, or if you forget to tell them. Because if you don't, what they'll do is they'll just choose some and put it in. You can always tell them that's wrong, and they're really, really good. I've never had any problems with them at all. So that's Victoria Street. I'll find a link for it and I'll put a link with the video. So what you do is, sorry if my hands have been getting in the way. I've got a bit of a sore throat today as well. So you just give your bottle a thin coat. The first coat, make sure you go down, just go down the way, or keep it all the one direction. don't slop it all over the label. I don't cover the label with masking tape because it pulls the label off, and sometimes it leaves a high ridge in your glitter. So once you've given it that one thin coat, don't worry about any parts that you miss because you can go back to it. So then what we do is we get our big tub, and I'm going to stand the bottle and you're going to see more of my hands. So I do apologise for that. And I broke my nails as well, so I apologise for that as well. I don't know why I'm apologising. So what you do is, you'll need a scoop as well. So I've got this little scoop. You can use anything that'll scoop. You can use a spoon, you can use anything. I've got that. So what you do is you just cover. I'll try and keep my hands out of the way so you can see. You just shake your glitter over your bottle. So it depends on the glitter, like I said. You might need 3 coats. You'll need definitely 2. With white wine, the bottles look really pretty because the clear liquid of the wine shines through if you're only doing 2 coats. So what you do is once you've done your 2 coats of your glitter, then you have to seal it with 1 more coat of your Mod Podge or your PVA, whatever mix that you've made or you have. You can get Mod Podge on Amazon as well. Just type in Amazon or eBay, wherever you want to find it. A lot of the hobby shops do it as well, but I find they're a bit more expensive for it. I've never tried making my own with the PVA glue, and I've got a lot of PVA, so I might try it. I might actually just buy myself a bottle of wine and give it a wee go. So you just give it a good coating of glitter. Don't worry about any messy parts that are around the label or the lid, because I'll show you how to trim that off. And what you have to do is, I've found that it needs a couple of hours. A lot of people leave them overnight, but you don't have to. A couple of hours in somewhere that's warm. In my craft room, I've got a large space where my radiator is. So I've just built myself a little shelf with a stack of books and a piece of wood. And I'll just stand up near the radiator to dry. So this is the bottle when it's had its first coating. So around the lid there is some. You can wipe it off now if you like. But that's just loose glitter. So the next coat we put on, we'll get it right up. We'll get it right up to the tip. Any that goes over here, you can use a very fine craft knife. Well, a very fine. You can use a craft knife just to cut around gently, or you can push it back as long as you take your time with it. The bottom of the bottle, what you don't want is big hard lumps on the bottom. So just give the bottom just a little wipe. You will get a little messy when you do this. But what you want to avoid is lumps. If there's any lumps of glitter or glue, you just pick them off and then you can fix that with the next coat. So that's not too bad actually. So this might only need 2 coats and it's really, really pretty. I just wish I had a better camera so you would pick up the better colour of this glitter. It's beautiful. Put my posh voice on there. But there we go. So I'll need to leave this to dry for a few hours and I'll show you both bottles that I've done, and then it's just the case of another coat. So I'll put this where it's warm to dry. This is our bottle after 3 coats. I had to do 3 coats. I also had to do 3 coats of the white bottle that we saw earlier, I've sealed the white bottle with a coat of Mod Podge. The last coat that seals the glitter so it doesn't come all over your hands is you just put some of your Mod Podge into a container and add just a little water and give it a good mix. So what this does is when it dries on the bottle, it'll seal the glitter, but you'll still see it, so it doesn't look like a thick plasticky coating on the top of the bottle. So this pink one, this is the hot pink. We need to put a top coat on this one. So it's quite easy to do. So you just start at the top. You can see it looks a little bit untidy at the top, but once this top coat is dry, we will sort that out. Now, as you can see, as it's going on, I'll try and keep it in with the camera. You can see the consistency of the Mod Podge. Before I put this on, I did give the bottle a little rub with my hands over the plastic box just to catch any excess of the glitter. Don't rub too much of the loose glitter off, because this coat will seal it. Now the trick with this top coat is to get it on as quickly and thinly as you can. And then once we get this dried off, I'll show you the next step. Now when you put this on, as you can see, the brush is going slightly pink. That's because it's picking up the glitter. So you've really got to be very careful when you use this brush if you're doing more than one bottle, that you don't transfer the colour if the colours are different. So always wash your brush and your little dish out after you've done each bottle. Now you can do this process on any type of bottle at all. It doesn't have to be an alcohol bottle. I've seen this done on lemonade bottles. I've seen it done on kids' drinking bottles. I'm not so sure I approve quite of that, because children usually end up picking things. So I think they would just end up picking off. When this bottle's handled, if you open it to drink the contents, it won't come off on your hand, but obviously if you pick at it, it will come off. Every time I do these bottles, they're usually kept as gifts. A lot of people drink the contents, then just keep the bottle, put the lid back on if you're keeping it as a memento. I've seen this done with beer bottles as well. You don't have to worry too much about this edge, because we are going to trim the glitter and glue that's on this. The only thing I will warn you that sometimes these bottles can be heavy. So you could do as much of it standing up. But then do carefully lift it when you're lifting it by the lid, like this. Please do it very carefully. And there we are. I'm going to set this aside to dry off. That's how quickly you do that. And this is the consistency that you get. This is what it's going to look like. Now, Mod Podge and PVA glue will dry clear, so it leaves like a plastic coating, especially Mod Podge because it's used for decoupage and other things. I'm going to set this aside for a few hours so the Mod Podge will dry, clear. Okay, this is a white bottle. It's had 3 coats of glitter. So I'm going to say now that, disregard what I said earlier, I think most bottles are going to need 3. It's had its top coat, so as you can see when you rub it, there's no glitter that comes off on your hands. So to decorate, I'm going to show you one I've already done. This is a pink one. I've done this with pearls because the pearls stood out much better on the pink glitter than the glaze, than the gems did. And I couldn't really find a dark enough gem to go with this, and the red just didn't suit it, but the pearls do. I'll turn it this way so you can see it. So I've put a bow on it. That just needs a little stick back down. Now what I did was, I took my craft knife and I just cut along here. So it took all the excess that was on this metal lid. Now very fortunately I got very little on the label. If it's a paper label, you have to be very careful because any that goes on, you won't get it back off, it'll stick to it. But it just so happens that we're going to put our gems around this. So this one, the gems have to be red. Now, I buy these and I get these from the pound shop, even though it's pound shop. If you see this, these were clear. To get gems for any colour that you want, if you get clear ones and get a Sharpie pen or any other pen that you have that's a permanent, it has to be permanent so it doesn't come off, and it only takes a few minutes to dry. So what you do is you just draw on your gems. Now I'm going to show you a pack of gems that I got. They were given to me. My sister Sandra bought them for me for my birthday a few years ago, and I've not used that many of them. Now the ones that I'm going to show you were £11 a box, and they were from Hobbycraft, but I don't have them in a box. Now I've taken some of the red ones out, if I can get this little jam jar out. Now the gems, they're just mixed gems. As you can see, they're different colours. Now if you look at the red ones from the Hobbycraft box and you place it against these ones, there's absolutely no difference whatsoever. There's no difference in the quality, there's no difference in the light, there's no difference at all. So go for these ones if you can afford it. Buy the more expensive ones, but I don't see why you should. When the ones from the pound shop, these are actually, they come, you get a line of pearls and a line of gems and a line of pearls, and the pearls are lovely. Stick it to your bottle is tacky glue. This one, my sister and I, Sandra again, we got these in the craft shop. It wasn't Hobbycraft, I don't think. It might have been. I got it because it's got quite a fine point. So you just put a fine line of your glue, PVA glue, will work just as well. This is just slightly stronger than PVA glue. Some of them are called high tack. Some of them it's just tacky glue. It's just a little thicker version of it. It doesn't matter if you smudge it just a little bit. As with the PVA glue, it'll dry clear. So you just want to run a little line right along the very edge of your glitter. If you're doing spirit bottles like vodka bottles, whiskey bottles, a lot of vodka bottles have a plastic label. So it's quite easy for any that you have smudged on to get it off. So then what you need to do is you take, excuse me getting my arms in the way again, and just stick your gems in. They will stick to your fingers because they've got double-sided. They've got sticky tape on the back. And then just push your gems into place. So any glue that you get in between your gems will dry. Then what you need to do is, you do the other side. These are just perfect for this label, the length of this label. Any that you've got too big, you just need a little pair of scissors and you just snip them off. If your line's too big or too short, and I'll show you that in a little minute. But you just push it into shape. But because this has been done with, I've coloured them with a permanent marker, it's not going to come off on your fingers. Now this one, as you can see, it's overlapping, so you just get your little scissors and snip it off, and then tuck your other ones in to meet each other. And then we'll put the top line on. So this one's going to need to cut in here. Can be a wee bit fiddly. I have got a wee pair of tweezers there. These little scissors are very sharp. It says they're titanium super stainless steel. I actually think they may be from Tonic. A lot of the Tonic ones are red. They're grey and yellow. And I got them at a car boot sale actually. It only cost me £1. So that's that. As you can see, stands out very, very well against the white. Now what we're going to do is, now I may have to move the bottle out of your view a bit. You run a length of your glue around here. Making YouTube videos is a little bit like talking to yourself. Like you're talking and there's nobody there. So sometimes you feel a little bit conscious of what you're doing. Huh? I do anyway. So you can tell that my videos is by a beginner for beginners. But please feel free to leave a comment. It'd be great if you could subscribe as well. Even if the adverts pop up every now and then, you could still watch those. or open them up on another page. I think I get paid for that. A few cents an advert, I think, so I won't get rich quick. So I'm going to run these around the top, and it should fit. For some reason, they've made these lengths of bling almost perfect. I need to add one little piece in. Just pull it round. I have tried using these and just sticking them on with the glue that's on these gems, but you get up in the morning and they've peeled off. So that's why I put the glue on with them as well, just in case anybody's wondering, because they're sticky gems, why am I putting glue on at the same time? So that's that done, and that's that done. Our bottle's just about finished. We just have to leave these to dry. There's one more thing that's going to go on this, and that's this bow. Two more things, because I have a tag as well. I'll make my own tags, as you can see. So that's going to hang on there with a piece of ribbon, round the other way possibly, please. And I made this bow. I'm going to show you how I made this bow in just a few minutes. So the bow will be glued around the bottle like that. So I'm going to set that aside to dry and show you this one again. So this is the pink one, and it's a similar bow. So while I've got that there, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on, just to tuck that little bit at the back in, if it comes out. There we go. So as I was saying, feel free to leave comments if you've got any questions, anything that I forgot. Oops, there we go. Anything that I forgot to tell you. Don't slag off my videos, because I have, and I do keep saying, I don't have the means to purchase a posh video recorder and a tripod and lighting and everything else that a lot of people use. So this is a total beginner for beginners. So there you go. Now if you want upmarket videos, then I'll give you my address, my bank account number, so you could fill my bank account with money, and I'll get a posh video camera and I'll do some posh editing and whatnot. So in the meantime, this is what you get. And me talking a lot of rubbish sometimes. Okay, these bows. My sister Sandra had something called a loom. She didn't want it, she never used it. I don't know why she bought it. Basically, all it is a lump of wood with holes drilled in. If you're handy with a drill, you can make one of these. I tried doing this myself, but I've got a lot of pain in my shoulder, so the holes in the wood came out squint. I couldn't put enough pressure down. I couldn't get them straight either. So anyway, dowel pegs. There's two different sizes. There is a machine, there's a few bow making machines out, but I would love a Zutter bow maker. If you have the money and you're going to buy a bow maker, I would greatly recommend a Zutter. Z-U-T-T-E-R. It's a bow making machine. It's metal, won't wear out, it won't get damaged by anyone who's like me. In the meantime, our block of wood and these. So you space them, you can space them apart. With this one, it holds it. It'll do doubles, it'll do double bows. We're going to show you how to do a single bow. Okay, so for you, I'm going to tilt it on its side so you can see what's going on. So forget about the little holes. So what you do is, if you're right-handed like I am, hold one tail in your left hand behind your pole. Now I'm going to call them poles. It's a lot easier for me just to call them poles. You can move them in and out, depends. So then you need to do a figure 8 with this hand. So it's at the back, just hold your finger against this and then loop over the front and around the back for a single bow. So we'll show you a single bow first, and then because this is, put this to the back. I'm going to have to stand it up now. Put it to the back so I can see what we're doing. You put this hand to the back and this hand, your left hand, over the front and through the loop, and then tie it. But before you tighten it, just check it. Now I don't want any comments that my ribbon is only sitting on one side, so I've got one dull side. I'm only doing this to show you. So there you go. And that's it. Slip it off. And that's your bow. So what I'm going to show you how to do a double one like I've got on the bottles. So it's easier if you use double-sided satin ribbon. Got a bit there but it's not big enough. So I'm going to show you how to do a double one. Oh, I do wish somebody would buy me a video recorder. Left hand, hold your ribbon. Right hand, over the top, the figure 8, so it's under, behind, that's 2, and then take this to the back. Your left hand, it's not been moving, bring it around to the front and bring it to the back and then tie it. But remember, if you've got one of these, you don't need to stand it up on its side like I've been doing. I've been doing that to show you. Because my video camera, it's not a video camera, it's a webcam, it's fixed on the shelf above where I sit. So, oops. So you tighten it. See, just pull. You slide it off. Open it up. And there you go. You've got a double bow. There you are. Now the bows 99% of the time come out perfect. If you YouTube it, there are ones showing you how to make bows with these. I've had various, I've seen them done with a fork. You can do it on your fingers. If you hold your fingers out, and let me remember how you do it with your fingers. Yep. So figure 8 and back around, and back around again. There we are. I can't remember how you do it. There we are. Through there. We'll never mind that. Told you, this video is a video for beginners. So, well, there we go. There's that one anyway. And you can do it with your fingers. This is annoying me now, how I remember how to do it with my fingers, because that's the way I used to make them before. It's got to be a figure 8, so you've got to pretend that your fingers are those poles. So it's up, over, and then an over. I think it's this one you actually bring around. Never mind. I'll figure that out and we'll show you. So there you go. That's your bow. Made with basically 2 sticks. So we'll put that aside. And there we go. We'll show your bottles. Now I have to show them lying down like this. And that one that I've still got the bow to put on. So once again, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And if you need if you want to leave a comment, then feel free on the bottom of the video, on the bottom of the YouTube video. So please enjoy my channel, enjoy the other videos, and if there's anything you want me to see as a beginner to show other beginners how they can do something and how either difficult or easy it is, then feel free.